Within the organization, we're often trying to emphasize and create a solidarity between the unions here in the UK and in Sri Lanka. But in order to bridge such a gap, it's not possible without organizing the masses. We have more freedom here in the diaspora to explore different avenues, to voice our human rights concerns, the war crimes that happened, the injustices and the massacres that took place. But how do we create a force that can take action and win our political battles and work towards attaining the right to self-determination? We must face the reality and forsake the organizations that still are striving to reach our political aspirations through means of lobbying or using government forces such as that of the Parliament in the UK to take actions for us and create sanctions so that accountability can be attained. Therefore, it's up to us, the members of the Tamil Solidarity and the YRS and the community, to come together and to show the best alternative so that we can overcome our political hardships and create a force that will be able to attain our fundamental political rights through means of mass mobilization and overthrowing the current Sri Lankan regime. But then it is up to us, especially the youth, to create such awareness amongst the masses, to show the credibility of what happens if workers unite and eventually join a union and become politically active. We must create a voice and a platform within organizations that has a fundamental characteristics of continuously supporting and attaining and protecting the rights of the working class. Our diaspora today, and the youth especially so, have lost much of its energy and will to continue fighting the way it has, especially since 2009. And we can't blame them. It's been 14 years since the end of the war, but we have made very little progress. Many have still lost their lands, still continue searching for their missing loved ones, stranded across the globe as refugees, and still have a voice that goes unheard despite their cries back home. As we continue building our organizations in Tamil Solidarity, we have a responsibility that lies upon us to show the light amongst the masses, to make them understand the power of which they will gain through uniting under the same political ideologies, especially through socialist principles, to make them understand why we are campaigning across the UK for Tamils to join a union, to take up issues here in the UK, which will also be able to transcend the globe and have working class organizations championing the rights that we have been seeking for, to champion our struggle and fight for the right to self-determination and be able to create an independent homeland that we have been fighting for. And especially considering what sort of homeland that will be created afterwards, one that does not seek to profit from it, is a must. So this is a plea to all the youths that have their voices unheard, their pain unheard, and we will be able to show an alternative strategy that does not rely on international institutions, but will be able to rely on the power of mobilization, which will eventually result in our victory. Especially since in YRS we've now affiliated with the Oxford Tamil Society and SOAS, and we eventually want to bridge that gap to affiliate with the Jaffna University's student unions, with the IUSF, and eventually work together that we'll be able to attain all of our rights. We're continuously growing the organization today here in the UK, and it will continuously grow to do so because of the current members of Sacrifice. Step by step, more youths are joining and gathering and mobilizing. They are speaking the language of the struggle. We must forsake the organizations that goes against the principle of our struggle and instead arm ourselves with the political tools so that we may emerge victorious for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Saarankan.